Good. Apparently I have no idea what I'm doing. That works. There we go. These lights take forever to do. Alright, let's get rid of that. Wearing two shirts at once, apparently. Here. I'll get rid of the green screen for just a moment. The line across there takes forever to change. Okay. La la la. What's been going on recently? I think this live stream is probably the reason when I'm gonna start like random IRL discussions out. You know, the gang stuff. For now. That and they're gonna be placeholders when I don't have time to live stream. The initial plan for me was to do an episode of the Persona binge tonight, but a lot came up at once, and I don't have more on my mind than just that, but some of the stuff is best kept under wraps for the time being. Hey Goku, how are you? I don't know. Should we pull the green screen off? Remove it? That doesn't exactly look normal. Hey, thank you for that. I would normally say welcome aboard the nostalgia train because I'd be at home like blowing a horn to that. I guess. But I'm doing another one of these walking streams because I figured why not. I did say I'd start doing them weekly. Hi Chevy Rye. I figured it might be a bit smarter to do this than not. Exercise is important. The binges I do are semi-important as well. The Persona binge. People really want to see me do Delta runs, so there's that. And Final Fantasy stuff and all the gaming videos that come before them, but like I said, exercise is important too. So, when it comes to personal health, it's kind of obvious to me which one is more needed. Let's see. I'm just not okay. I'm pulling the thing. Actually, I'm about to do that. There we go. No green screen. I know there's confusingness on it, and I had the green screen for a while. I wish I knew the answer to that question, Goku, but I have no idea. I persistently make videos every 4 days a week, and oh, and you're welcome, Chevy. I also live stream on those same 4 days, Monday through Thursday, or I guess if you're overseas, or why is that the phrase? Over the ocean, on the other side of the ocean from the US, then early morning on the next day, I guess. And I don't know, I persist. Numbers happen, and I'm grateful for all of them, but yeah, I couldn't answer how I have that much. I have no idea. Grateful for it, but I'm at a loss. I am so glad the people here are good drivers. Let's see. I swear, the other side of that thing was talking about the show Annie, the Broadway musical. I can't even remember the last time I even saw the movie. Like that old school redhead girl movie. To go live? What about to going live? From what I understand, if you're talking about like how, if you're talking about like how the numbers line up with going live, I don't know. I've never been algorithmic smart. That's my friend Aaron. I mean, his literal job is to program websites. So that would probably line under his expertise more than mine. Let's see. Last night's stream was very interesting. Now I will say I did not. So during the stream, I know there were about 7 people who came in and watched, but holy frickin' crap! Oh, hey! Yeah, it's for once not too hot, not too cold. Kind of like Goldilocks, and it's just right. It's actually, the breeze is really nice too. It's really breezy, but not in like a kind of way. It's not like blowing bursts of heat in my face either. How are you, by the way? I'm sorry, I know I don't reach out on Facebook a lot, but I try to avoid using it as much as possible. Are you what? Are you like in the Sahara Desert or something? Actually, the only place I can think of that's not quite Sahara Desert hot, because it's supposed to be the hottest desert in the world, is actually my home state, Arizona. When I understand, the Sahara gets up to 125 Fahrenheit, meaning that is 2 degrees off where Arizona's been. I'm gonna. Yeah, no, you're right. Oh, you're in Washington right now. Dang. Last time I was there was like back in 2018, I think. 27. No, I think it was like 2016. My family was visiting a family friend at the time, so I figured, why not? Yeah. That's brutal. I mean, I know it can get pretty hot there, but it also can get very, very, very cold. Depending on what part of Washington you're in. Because I've been to, the area in Washington I went to, apologies for the cars, by the way. area of Washington I've been to is actually Seattle. And a city south of it called Chelan. Let's see. Okay. That sounds probably annoying. You're like, how dare you get that? Weirdly enough, though, I actually prefer the heat. I think I've told you that before. I guess... Alright. I know the noise is going to be really loud, so I apologize. Because I've rewatched these streams before, and dang. This bus is loud. Yeah, it's one of those... Main Street. It's interesting to me. Like, when I was visiting Chelan, it's a family friend. It's actually... my dad went to college with the guy who's the CEO of Washington Federal right now. Which... No, that's not supposed to be a lame claim to fame. It's just a fact. Brent Beardall, or we call him King. But we were visiting, and we stayed at a hotel that was in Chelan, which is actually nearby Lake Chelan. Really cold water. Holy crap. I remember going there and thinking, yeah, that's fair. I'm a couple steps from two different individuals who are well known. Again, Brent, or King, and my friend, Danny, which I think I told you about at some point, D9. I think I still have some streams with him, collaborating with me on this channel. I've actually always wanted to interview King, just because, again, personal knowledge on it, but at the same time, he's a busy man. I'd imagine it would be hard to find time for that kind of thing. I'm like watching myself talk, by the way, and like, as I'm speaking, I'm saying things, and the visual looks different. The sound is spooked. I think it would be an interesting interview, yeah, if it happened. I don't know. I might reach out at some point if I get, like, if the channel starts gaining more and more support. I mean, yeah, I was talking about earlier the whole 9,000 plus sub thing, but I think realistically, numerically, because I've been keeping track of this, I've said it 100 times on this channel at this point, most of those I think are bots. A lot of them aren't, and more are becoming not bots, and I'm grateful for every single one, including you guys. But I also know for a fact that most of the 9,000 as of right now, I think about 2/3 of them, I think, are bots. I know for a fact that a little less than 2,000 factually are not, but that doesn't exactly help. How loud is that, by the way? Is that like really overpowering loud? Because I can't control that. You know, sitting in a bus like this, it kind of makes me wonder how different things would turn out, like, on this front. Like, how do I put it? Like, I get on this bus a lot. It's a bit loud. Okay. The reason I ask is I've been debating on whether or not to just, if I'm going to do these live streams, wait until I get off the bus later and then just kind of, like, take a walk around the area where you used to live. Like, just across the road. Go on that kind of walk, go down there, and then kind of walk back. You would avoid the noise, but at the same time, I don't know. I just got a notification off the Arby's app. New cheesesteak. Yeah, I know. It's personal opinion. It's okay. I have apps out the wazoo. Like, I just got a notification from the Arby's one. I got a notification from Subway about, I think it was like this new, not new, but like a honey mustard chicken wrap. Yeah, that would be a good idea, actually. Walking around UVU the next time I do one of these, next week at some point. I think that'd be fun. That'd be a good idea. I might have to reorganize when I stream anyway, because I think my boss is going to have me start working on my, like, in-person work boss. I'm pretty sure they're going to have me start working night shifts, so I don't know, sometimes walking the streams might be a bit more useful. That's actually why I'm doing this one, because I just got off, and, well, like I said at the beginning of this, I just don't think I have time to live stream. Because I was going to live stream my Persona binge, but I don't think I'm going to have the time because I have a meeting with... so I do work for... I think I mentioned this before on the channel. I do work for my friend Aaron for his business, Dead Space Technologies. And I try to help with, like, design stuff. And I'm going to be busy with that a lot tonight. So I'm going to do this just to cover the stream aspect, and tomorrow I'll take care of the Persona binge. What? That is loud. Jeez. An adult shop. Anytime I get a call, I'll always go like, "Hello, welcome to tech support. This is Quickie Mart." Poor accent. It's supposed to be fake. It's supposed to be bad, but it's not a job. It's more he's one of my closer friends, so I just kind of do it as a favor. I treat it like a job, like I treat this like a job. It's not an official job, but it's something that I think could benefit me in the future. So I do it. And again, he is my friend, so why not? He asks for the help. I'm like, I'm willing. I mean, me helping him helped him get to where he is now, so why not? Oh, speaking of UVU. Hello, Skewer. I've actually been considering going back to school for, like, comedy. I've gone to school for different topics in the past. For, not for the full degree or anything, just for the topics themselves. But... game design, there was one for, I did it for, like, I think I did it for, not for acting, what was it? I know I did it for psychology. There was one other, but I forgot what it was. But, yeah, it might be fun, I don't know. I'm still debating. There's a lot I've learned outside of schooling from experience more. I don't know. Maybe worth the effort, maybe it would. Okay. 10 more minutes of on this, and then we'll walk around for a little bit. Yeah, I think that is a good way to look at streaming. It's like, as long as the time is enjoyed. As long as that's the case, it's no biggie, right? As long as you enjoy what you study. It's actually one of the reasons why I've never fully completed a degree, because I've only ever done it for the topics that I wanted to learn about. And I don't know. I could never really think of a direct degree that I would want to study for. I mean, psychology almost became an option, but personal life stuff got in the way. Whoa, let's not bounce. Let's not bounce around. Welcome back, okay. Yeah, just talking about real life shenanigans. Apologies for the noise if there's a lot of it, by the way. Yeah, it's just more motivational to do that, which is something I need to talk about at some point via vlog, but I'm going to do that on another channel I'm putting together. I still have to put together the icon though, so that's the thing. I'm just going to simply call that channel Dave's Thoughts though. Maybe I'll change it. Like I could call it like Nostalgia Train or something, or not Train, Nostalgia Plane. I don't know. Maybe I could come up with something a bit more creative. Because Nostalgia Train was originally, I don't even think it was initially called Nostalgic Dave. I think it had a completely different name originally. Because the first channel I ever owned, which I had to delete the email, which deleted the channel itself, was called Multi-Thing 101. But that channel, I think the first video I put up on it was a Let's Play of Super Mario Galaxy. And I was using like one of those cubic camera things. I don't remember what they're called. FlipVid, maybe? It was like a white vertical box camera thing. I basically took that, moved it away from the screen, pressed record, and just played the game. This was back when YouTube was just starting. Unfortunately, there were a couple really good videos that would have worked as like memes probably, admittedly. Unfortunately, a lot happened and I had to remove the email, which again deleted the channel. The only reason I'm able to casually make videos and streams as much as I do is because it's something that I've been doing for like 7, 8, 9 years now. Like, executively. So, it's a habit that I put myself into. But I do remember having the same problem initially. The first video that I ended up uploading, Facts with Francis, I think is what it was. They were facts that were not right at all. They were completely incorrect. It was supposed to be a joke, but the video originally was actually supposed to be an attempt of a Let's Play playing a board game or something. It wasn't going well, I could tell from the get-go, so I pulled in this random nerd character that off the bat, instinctively I just called him Francis. So, yeah, I don't know. That was the first video. The second video I did was an instrumental song that I wrote for the piano called Hot to Cold and Back Again. I remember my mom actually being worried that couldn't be called that because of a song called Hot and Cold. Because you're hot, you're cold, you're yes and you're no. That song. Jeez. This thing is super duper loud. Actually, I recently got a new gaming laptop because, well, the other one just aged. It didn't break or anything, it just got old. So, yeah, I got a new gaming laptop, and actually, it made it easier for me to at least do some Let's Plays that I've been wanting to do for a while. One of them being of a game that YouTube creator, Dude Wolf Official, actually, Katy Perry, yes. Dude Wolf made a game called My Life as a Robot Vacuum, and I mean, it was a blind playthrough, so I didn't expect what the story had, but I do remember going into it jokingly saying, "It's my dream to become a vacuum," as Bob, my character. Excuse me. I ate some stuff before getting out the clock. Also, I noticed while recording and editing a lot of my own content that I have a tendency to close this eye while acting out Bob. I don't know why. Date Everything. I don't think I have heard of it. Which is weird because there are a lot of dating sims that I have heard of, not particularly because I play them or anything. The last dating sim that I played was Doki Doki Literature Club, and that's not really even a dating sim. Maybe it's because I got that. Before Doki Doki, guilty as charged, back in like 2016 or 17, I played Booty Pop. I wouldn't play that now. It feels wrong. It feels really, really wrong to play that game. That's interesting. A character that's a door. Or no. The door character. Yes, I remember him playing. I remember the edits. He had to make a lot of edits to block out all like the really, really bad, not safe for work stuff. It's something I've been trying to do recently a lot. Like, that's another reason why. Like, I transferred a lot of the Dark Souls like games. I'm transferring slowly over to do like video Let's Plays, which first episode of Dark Souls 2 should be coming out next Monday. But finally, off to the box. It is cloudy. Anyway, no more bus sounds. Yeah, it's very interesting. It's a very like commute situation, I guess. I guess that's one word for it. Actually, this kind of cloudy I don't mind. I like rain, so if it started raining, I wouldn't mind it. The thing about me, though, I might have told you this at a point, ukulele, and for the record, yeah, I'm just saying that username for confidentiality's sake. But it's interesting to me. The rain is something that I actually thoroughly, really enjoy. I really, really like rain. It's because of the fact that when I grew up in Arizona, the rain was a godsend. It was always a blessing when we got rain, because it was not a common thing. But, I mean, duh, Arizona's a desert. 123 degrees is the hottest there. So far. But, well, yeah. You kind of doing this stuff for... I got off the bus to not hear the bus. As far as the confidentiality thing goes, doing YouTube for as long as I have, I've learned that, one, I mean, the cursing thing people don't seem to mind, but too much of it can draw people away. I mean, this is a no-brainer to many, I'm sure, but it's something that I kind of had to learn over time. Like, it's something I've noticed in other creators as well. Like, I see they do it less. They still curse, but they don't do it even remotely as much as they used to. Actually, Markiplier is a good example of that. I mean, for heaven's sake. The reaction compilation of FNAF dropped the F-bomb 12 times in a row at, I almost said Golden Bonnie. No, Springtrap. And me? Well, I curse a lot at Souls games, but I'm trying to reorganize that stuff. Like, each time I do, once I finish the Let's Play of Dark Souls 2 Skull of the First Sin, I'm removing the streams, and hoping that it does me better. The Persona binge, Final Fantasy binge, stuff like that, Deltarune, Undertale, that stuff's staying. That stuff's not going anywhere. But I think it's really helpful. It can be fun, yeah, but I guess there's just a level of professionalism there that needs to be respected. I wouldn't call it punishment. So I do, unlike a lot of people, I actually do some deep reading into like terms and service, terms and conditions, you know, those things. And Twitch, YouTube, stuff like that. These platforms have a tendency, they don't mind the cursing, but the more you do it, the less ads you'd be provided with. You do get punished, but not to the point where it makes as big a deal. I mean, you still see people like Jacksepticeye or Markiplier curse, Not as frequently as they used to, but they still do it a lot. And, I mean, they're doing fine. I mean, granted, they have millions of subscribers, so they're fine, doing fine. But even if they didn't, same story. Same crap, different story. Ad revenue is really hard to pick up on. I mean, I don't get ad revenue yet, as this stream has obviously presented. Hey, Jubble! But I've done the math on it, and realistically, it's not much. I wouldn't be earning as much currently, unless, again, donations or something, but, you know, it's a very mathematical kind of situation. Jubble, you're always naked. Pretty sure you were in the cage and I fought you and you weren't wearing anything but a card. That's fair. That's fine. Not exactly gonna get judgment from me on that. Alright, let's sit down for a sec. I know I was sitting in a bus for a while, but I figured, you know what? This stream wasn't going to be a super long one, but that's true. Oh, please, I'm always too hot. I could sit in a bath and the bath will warm up because of me. I had to. I'm sorry. I had to. I had to pull my character Karen out. I had to. Nostalgia soup. I don't think you'd want to eat the soup that I can make. When it comes to cooking, my specialty sits in the realm of Mexican food, I'd say. And, okay, some American dishes, but for the most part, I'd say I'm pretty decent at making Mexican food. Like, as much so as, I mean, I don't know, that might be a bit of a stretch now that I think about it. I'm not huge on cooking a lot of the time. No, I'm not the kind of person who doesn't like to cook, but there are just certain things about it that cooking can be relaxing, but I'm more likely to relax by, like, playing golf or something. Yeah, no, I'm exhausted. I'm not really tired. I am exhausted, though. I don't know, the energy to make, like, food, though, it has to be the right time and the right mood for me. I will say that, at least. Is it something I'd ever be against? Not really, but, I mean, there are just those days, sometimes. It's just those days. So, I don't know. Well, the silence is very unnerving. I will say that, at least. Have roommates who love cooking? I mean, I work at a restaurant. I could just make my own food before going home. Which is what I normally do. I have no idea how I'm not, like, uber fat. I mean, I have a dad belly, but I think the dad belly thing is more of a genetic defect on my end. Which I've never been against, and even if I do get fat, I don't care. As long as it's not, like, dangerously obese. The heck? Well, in any case, let's see. I've been trying to talk as much of the things that are on my mind recently. I've been trying to do it in a way that's confidential, but still helps me speak my mind without, like, saying too much or too little. Come on. Stand. Stay. No. If I do... That works. Okay. If my phone falls... No, it's you're fine. You're fine, ukulele. Honestly, when it comes to happiness, I mean, I'm happy with what I have. There are some holes in life that I need to fill in and some that I thought I did for a while, but time goes on and that's just somebody using that space for their own personal gain, which is something that I have a tendency to find a lot of. I have no idea how. Like, a good example of this is, like, past relationships that I've had. Whether the current one I'm in or not is the case, that I'm not going to say. Maybe I'm talking about it, maybe I'm not. I'm not going to say right now. But past relationships, I've learned to pick out, like, notice when people have a tendency to use other people for their own personal gain. That's why they would, like, date someone. Gold diggers, for example. I don't think I've ever dated a gold digger, but the people who have used me might as well have been one, because it wouldn't have been mentally. When it comes to mental situations, it would have been no different. It would have been basically the same thing. But relations-wise, yeah, oh yeah, I know, I'm aware. That said, friend seems to be doing all right, but I don't know. Best of luck to them. I will say that. The individual I'm referring to is someone I met a bit more recently, and wanted to take our status, whether friendship, relationship, whatever it is, I wanted to take it at a really slow pace. And I started noticing a bunch of things that seemed to be so off and on that it just made it seem wrong. I'm going to say it's a friend. I'm not going to, it's as a hypothetical though. This individual, I would hang out with them, and some days they'd be all hunky-dory, but other days they kind of showed hints and tips at, like, the idea that they're just trying to use me for one thing or the other. Yeah, I'd say it's a yellow flag. It's veering closer and closer to red flags. I mean, every time they act kindly and all, and goodly in the way that I would expect them to more often, it's one of those things where it seems like it goes away, but then, of course, when something doesn't go their way, they get mad. Good example of this, so everyone in the United States jaywalks at some point or another. Sometimes it's because they don't realize it's jaywalking. Other times they don't care that it's jaywalking. But I jaywalk sometimes. But when I do it, I have a tendency to, well, I'll make sure that when I do, I'm not going to get hit, cars coming or not. The individual I'm talking about saw others jaywalking in an empty street and got upset about it. In my mind at the time, I was like, well, I mean, to each their own. Okay, so you think that's bad. That's fine. But given the situation, given there were no cars coming and they were safe to do so, I don't think it was a dumb idea personally. And after me saying that last line, they got mad. I'm like, you're kidding me, right? No, Henry, I'm not an edible thing. You can go to the gummy bear shop. I'm sure you'll find some there. No, you may not. Anyway, yeah, I digress. It's definitely overreacting. That's for sure. I can confirm that. This individual overreacts a lot. Now, this individual also is very uncultured on our end. I'm not going to say what their initial culture was, where they're originally from, because I met people of several different cultures, and all of them, because of years and age and experience they have, this is just common, and I'm not upset about it or anything, but people who grow up on a specific culture don't just change cultures. They don't. Henry, I know for a fact that's not true because I was next to my bed all night. You can't get under the bed because there are dressers under the bed. If you were under the bed, you'd be smushed dead. D-E-D, dead. And given I was next to the bed or on the bed all night, I know for a fact you weren't in the room. So don't try that. Polyamory, I mean, and I know I told you this, Ukulele, at a point. I did try at a point. I think in my younger years, I might have been potentially polyamorous. I think, though, I found over time that I was a lot more comfortable with just a solidified monogamous relationship. Of course, I have also found that I was bi-curious. I don't think I claimed bisexual at a point, but I'm pretty sure the more accurate term at a point was bi-curious than sexual. And, well, I did kind of find that I'm definitely more straight than anything else. Problem is, the kind of individuals that I'm into... You already said that, Henry. We already did that, remember? We're not doing that tonight. We'll be doing that 2 nights from now. Tomorrow, Persona. Night after, Deltarune Chapter 4. After that, before I continue with what I was saying, by the way, after that, I plan on actually going through Chapters 1 through 4 again, but Genocide route this time, of all 4. Not that it's going to make much of a difference, but I do kind of want to see the differences, like, in what happens. In any case, as I was saying, yeah, when it comes to that, I have respect for everyone who's polyamorous. You know that, Ukulele. That's why you and I are friends. Well, one of several reasons, but, you know. But personally, I found that... Okay, I have found that there's just an extremely strict type of individual that I like. It's extremely specific. And I've noticed as well that over time, religion does matter to me. I've took a long freaking hiatus for quite some time and found that rejoining, like going back into the church I go to, did make me feel comfort. But I do still think the large hiatus I took was necessary to help me kind of come to terms with like different, like, about me kind of situations. I don't think I'd be the person I am right now if it wasn't for that large gap of not going to church and focusing on self-growth. Right now, I'd say I'm in the same boat, Ukulele. I'm definitely more spiritual than I was. I've also found my particular religion, finding that I do need the person to have not the same beliefs, but, or at least, they don't have to have the same beliefs, but at least similar. For example, hypothetically, if I was Catholic, the person would at least need to be either Catholic, Christian, or LDS. I believe that's it. Yeah, Mormon, LDS. I've been doing a lot of religious digging. If I was Buddhist, then it'd be like the other side. They'd have to either be Jewish or, you know, yeah, that's a good term for it. Ukulele, complementary beliefs. Yeah. So yeah, it's one of those things that I just go about it. I'm thinking, this isn't must for me, and I am starting to find that it's also beneficial to me to have someone who has a similar understanding culturally as I do. Because differences in cultures can cause major problems. Whether those problems are permanent or not, I have yet to find out because I've been doing that recently to try to figure that out. I'm not sure if it is, but culture shock can ruin a person. It's sometimes nice to have, but if you're trying to change permanently from one to another, it can do a lot of bad. It can do a lot of bad. Especially if you're not willing to shift cultures entirely. Like, for example, say I ended up moving to, I don't know, Spain. Yeah, good life experience is a good way to put it. I would say that, like, if I were to move to Spain and I make it permanent, I better be willing to change cultural outlooks and beliefs, or it just won't make sense to make the move. And I'm starting to notice this in a lot of people who are trying to come from like outer countries into the United States. That outside of the obvious political things, I'm not including that. I'm just talking about like in a mental, cultural kind of thing. But I have noticed that those who are willing to like change their cultures, like to act differently, have a tendency to fit in pretty dang well. But those who struggle to do so or are so attached to their other culture that it just doesn't happen. It doesn't work out so well. Those are 3 good examples, actually, Henry. 3 very good examples. Oh, wow. It's actually starting to rain. Huh. Well, okay. And get windy, apparently. All right. I get the hint, Mother Nature. Buzz off. I guess I have to close this off. When I usually do these outdoor streams, I don't like showcasing my way home for, obvious reasons. Anyway, thanks to everybody who watched the stream. We could probably continue this kind of conversation later on. But either way, shout out to Jebel, Ukulele, Henry, make sure I'm not missing anyone, Goku, and Chevy Rye. All of you for jumping in the chat, and we'll catch you all later. See you guys.